Like, you either have 20 bullets, which is kind of a downside, or pretty trash handling and reload speed, and only 90 reserves.
Yeah,
so
20 bullets
makes this gun kind of annoying.
for the ASL, in my opinion, is not good.
Fun thing to do. Less than a 4 out of 5. It probably used to be a 5 out of 5 gun. It's still very good, especially for a low rank gun. This is just
that's ridiculous at first, though.
Moving on, we have the Scar L. Now, the Scar L is just so good at everything. Low recoil, 4-hit kill all ranges.
Yeah, 4-hit kill, good recoil.
Yeah, actually a little bit more RPM than the AN-94 while doing more damage. Has a little bit more recoil, but let's be real, this gun is a laser beam, and it has 9mm, which is arguably one of the best, because I'm using it right now. Close range and long range weapons, even in the entire game. Like, it is so accurate. It has a 33 round magazine. This conversion just works so well. It beams, it does good damage. The default gun, yeah, it's a 3-hit, well, 4-hit, which is kind of a downside, but not a very huge downside in my opinion. This gun is just great. I 100% would recommend buying 9mm, and if not, just use it as a low rank. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5, which is kind of crazy. Like, before I didn't think it was a 5 out of 5, but like, my opinions have changed.
Oh yeah, Scar L's good.
Objectively better than AUG A1 Para in every single way, and people are like, that's good. Well, this is just better. Now moving on to the AUG A1. The AUG A1 does fire a little bit faster than the Scar L. However, the downsides kind of end there. It does less damage, can't 4-hit kill ranges. It does have a 9mm conversion as well, funnily enough, and that's the next assault rifle on the list, and the next one you unlock. It also has about the same conversion. However, its conversion is just worse, I'm not gonna lie. It has a smaller magazine, worse recoil, worse 3-hit kill range, doesn't 5-hit kill ranges. This gun is really good. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5 because the Scar L is a lower rank and just does it better. Like, it doesn't do it a ton better. Like, this has some upsides over it, but I'm not gonna lie, like, it's not bad. Whoa, that was... So yeah, I'm not gonna give it like a 2. I'm gonna give it a 3, which is solid. For me, 1 out of 5 means really bad, 2 out of 5 means pretty much nothing redeemable, 3 out of 5 means decent, 4 out of 5 means very good, and 5 out of 5 means amazing, top tier. And this is definitely a 3 because, yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4, but because of the Scar L being a lower rank, I'm gonna give it a 3. Next up is the M16A4. Before this current update, when they actually buffed the recoil by quite a bit and made it kind of kick quite a bit, and the front post, I do not like the front post. Before those couple of updates, this was definitely a 5 out of 5. Like, this one was great. Now it's a 4 out of 5. It's still really, really good. That was not a good representation of that at all. It's a 2-hit kill head, 3-hit kill body, but it actually has pretty low recoil, 3-shot burst at very high 850 RPM. It's actually the highest RPM, except for, I guess, hyperburst guns so far on this list. It's just really, really great. It's not quite as much of a beam anymore, though. It's still really accurate. I still do recommend it for low ranks and high ranks alike. But yeah, because of all that stuff I just mentioned, it's not going to be a 5 out of 5 anymore, but it's still really good. Next up, we have the G36, which would have definitely been a 5 out of 5 before. But
yeah, it's fine.
Actually, 4-hit kill all ranges. You're probably going to be like, well, this gun sucks now. A lot of people have been saying that, like, it sucks now because it used to basically be a 4-hit kill anywhere in the body at any range. But actually, I'm still going to give this one a 4 out of 5 because it's still really good. I don't even recommend you use 300 conversion because, yes, you do get a 3-hit kill, but this can actually 4-hit kill to like 175 studs and has really good velocity. Anyway, that's actually still one of the better assault rifle type weapons in the game. Would have been a 5 out of 5 before the update. It is still great, but not the best assault rifle in the game anymore. Arguably before it was. That and the LD5 were probably the best and had been the best for a long time. We'll get to the LD5 later in the video, but as you can see, this is still really good. Check it out. Like, it's still really, really nice. Next up is the M16A3. Last update, this was by far a 5 out of 5, but because they changed the recoil again, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 as well. I might even give it a 3. No, I'm not gonna give it a 3. It's still really good. Basically, last update, it had no recoil. Basically, they removed the 223 extended mag. They're like, wait a minute, it's gonna suck now or something like that. So they were like, we'll give it no recoil. Then it became super broken. Then they removed the no recoil. It's still really accurate if you're pretty good with it. The hollow point is really great. Last update was a 5 out of 5. Now it's a 4 out of 5. It's still great. Still one of
it's a pretty nice weapon to sweat with
in the game, or just all around use. However, I don't know, man. Scar L and Scar L 9mm is so cracked. Next up, we have the Type 20. I'm gonna give you a controversial tip. I don't know, maybe kind of controversial, depending on who you are, because a lot of people really love this gun. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It is not a 4 out of 5 gun. It is an overall very solid gun, but it's definitely because the overall stats are just kind of gotta go kind of lower on the list. It has 650 RPM, which is kind of on the slower side. Yeah, it can 3.
Yeah, it is slow. That's my biggest
annoyance. Is that it to hit. Scar L can just do that.
You know, it freaking has low RPM.
Torso hits and pretty easily 3-hit kill as well. This can 2-hit kill head, but actually it's kind of a trick because it's only to 30 studs, which is like nothing. So yeah, overall it's not a bad gun, but it's just not great. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It is worth trying out, but it's not great. Now the AUG A2 is really good. It's something I'm thinking about giving it a 5 out of 5, not gonna lie. 7.62 is very fun. 2-hit kill head to a really great range. 3-hit kill body to like 80 studs or something. And honestly, for 7.62, it is very accurate. Probably like second most accurate 7.62 game, which we will get to.
I thought that was a friendly.
7.62 and somehow is actually so accurate. But yeah, basically, if you want a 3-hit kill body and a 5-hit kill at range, but like no recoil, check out the AUG A2. And if you want even better damage, then check out AUG A2 7.62. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. Screw it. It's just so nice. I love 7.62. The default gun got a recoil buff and is now very good. Not broken, but just top tier. I'm not gonna lie. This is an AK bullet gun, but for some reason, even though it has AK-47, 7.62x39, it is absolute laser beam. I don't know how. Next up is the K2, and this one has gotten kind of a big nerf type thing. It's more of a rebalance now, but basically it does way less damage.
Dude, I remember
more RPM. But because of the nerf to it, basically, in this update, before it would have been like.
I swear. Dude, you know what? It sucks when you like put 10 hours into a video and like one person views it and it's you. I've been there. I put so much effort into my Eclipse video and I have like 10 views. But I swear the K2 is so much better than it was right now. I don't really like the K2 that much anymore. I feel like its damage is pretty nice, but its recoil is way too crazy for me.
4 out of 5. Originally, when it came out, it was a 5 out of 5, hands down. It's so busted. But now it's a 3 out of 5 gun. It's not amazing. It's not trash. It's a Type 20 type gun where it's not amazing. It's decent. There's nothing objectively too wrong with it, except I guess that it isn't really a 3-hit kill too often. Well, it is a 3-hit kill pretty often, but it can 4-hit kill the body in close range because it does 33, but it has a torso multi, which is kind of annoying for an assault rifle. And before it used to be a 3-hit kill. Where is this guy going? Dude.
Why did no one tell drivers about this new rule?
Alright, if you're currently insured, you drive less than 50...
No.
I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5. It's not bad. Next up, we have the FAMAS F1. The FAMAS F1 with Romanian grip and G2 became extremely good before. I think you need to use like T-brake on it as well. And this gun basically becomes an 1100 RPM pretty accurate gun, not gonna lie. And also, if you run hollow point, it gets a 3-hit kill up close with 1100 RPM. Yes, this does have some flaring down.
That guy is so close to death.
Because 1100 RPM 3-shot, and this is just such a fun overall gun. And FAMAS F1 is also great. It's kind of just a better ace valve. I think I gotta give this one a 5 out of 5. The new attachments are very good to it. 3-hit kill to the body, like 60 suds default.
Holy shit!
1100 RPM with G2 and a 30-round magazine, and default literally just the old ace valve, but kind of better. So yeah, 5 out of 5 to this gun. If you haven't tried this thing out, I recommend.
Damn!
Use G2, but default has
just whooping people's asses.
5-shot. G2 you get 11.
What the hell?
Better. So yeah, 5 out of 5 to this gun. If you haven't tried this thing out, I recommend just use default. You don't even gotta use G2. But default has 900 RPM. It's a 3 to a 5 shot. G2 you get 1100 RPM, but it's a 4 to a 5 shot. There's a trick where basically you put on hollow point and it becomes a 3-hit kill again. But it does have like really bad like 6 or 7 hit kill at range. But up close, it just eviscerates people. Next up is the AK-47. Romanian grip I actually tried on it. It's pretty good.
I swear every communist uses that
gun. Better camera kick, not gonna lie. And it's an overall strange assault rifle. You could really go any way with this. You could say it's a 5 out of 5. You could say it's like a 3 out of 5. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because it's not as good as it used to be. It has less pen, worse headshot damage, no torso multiplier, worse body damage, and worse recoil, but it's still very, very good. Before with hollow point it was a 5 out of 5, 100%, but I'll give it a 4 out of 5. Next up we have the AUG A3. When you really think about it, it's kind of just, you like AUG A2762? You want AUG A2762 to have a 30-round magazine and less
AUG A3, 5 out of 5.
A little bit less damage, basically, that's what this is. And yeah, because of that, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
It is.
The default gun is such a late.
If you suck, you can do pretty good at this. If you're a god, you can do pretty good at this. I think any skill level, if you use the AUG, you can do pretty good. The AUGs are pretty good. Like the AUG A3 is pretty good.
And still has great handling and reload speed overall. This is a really great conversion. AUG A3 300, as you can see. It has pretty low recoil. It actually has a faster reload speed than AUG 2762, even though AUG 2762 has 20 rounds and this has 30. And it's still a 2-hit kill head. That doesn't perform as great damage-wise, but the fact that it just does about the same thing, but with less recoil, is pretty nice. And even a little bit of bonus RPM. The default gun beams so hard. I don't know why more people don't use the default gun. Next up, we have
The default gun, no kidding.
G36. I gave that one a 4 out of 5, so obviously, since this is basically the same gun, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5 too. Well, actually, no, let me not freaking die. Okay. The G36 with T-brake is fine, I guess. However, I tried LA5 T-brake. It is really good. It's kind of strange because if you use muzzle brake, it has a little bit too much horizontal kick in my opinion. And if you use compensator, it has too much vertical kick. So overall, I just could not find a good barrel. The T-brake reduces both horizontal and vertical.
You bitches are lining up to get shot down.
So basically, yeah, you don't get as great grouping in either direction. However, you just get overall good grouping, and that's why I'm going to give this one a 5 out of 5. Because it actually has a better 4-hit kill range than the G36, and well, nobody's letting me even shoot at them. This is super accurate. There we go. 4-hit kill to like 200 studs, which is still really, really far. Yeah, it's not infinite, but I feel like this is because of the T-brake. Kind of a better option than the G36, although it's still kind of debatable, but I mean, just beams, dude. It's just an AUG 2 RPM gun, and it's also a bullpup, but the thing about it is that 4-hit kills super far and just so little recoil. Next up, we have the HK416, which I'm definitely not going to give a 5 out of 5. Yeah, old HK337 and old Hollow Point HK416 were definitely 5 out of 5, so that was a good flick. But this cannot be, at this point, a 5 out of 5 gun. I just can't give it a 5 out of 5. It's still really, really good.
Yeah, the recoil is a little bit difficult on that gun for new users, I would say, but honestly, pretty good RPM.
300 conversion is kind of dookie. Hollow Point is still really good, but it's a 6-hit kill instead of a 5-hit kill range, and isn't a direct upgrade anymore. Default gun is more or less the same, and the default gun is really good, so I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I could not give it any less than a 4 out of 5, but I can't give it any more. I don't think it's worth a 5 out of 5 on this gun anymore, but still, it is very good. Next up is the AK-74. I don't think I can give it a 5 out of 5 in my right mind. Not because it's
now I'm trying to get in the guns I barely use.
More recoil now, because I do not remember tracked stock being this much recoil. If I just use Romanian grip, it's basically a better Type 20. Same RPM, but actually can 3-hit kill pretty far. And yeah, it doesn't do as great damage at range, but it's a beam, dude. The Type 20 isn't like a super bad recoil gun, but it's like an average recoil gun. And with Romanian grip, although the recoil camera-wise feels weird, this gun beams so hard. But the thing about it is that it doesn't do anything too crazy special, but it is very, very good. The RPK-74 is just it, but better. So I will be giving it a 4 out of 5, a very hearty 4 out of 5, a very good 4 out of 5, but it's not going to be getting a 5 out of 5. It doesn't do anything super special enough to be a 5 out of 5, except, you know, be good overall. Well, let me tell you, it is good overall. And I do recommend you check it out, especially with the new Romanian grip, because it's so busted with this. After this point, you actually don't get a new assault rifle for 20 ranks, which is kind of crazy. But then you get the AKM. AKM is a lot better because of Romanian grip as well, but I don't think I can give
AKM's not that bad.
Either. I didn't get the AK-47 a 5 out of 5, so I can't give this one a 5 out of 5. AK-47 was always better than the AKM.
AKM damage is amazing.
I should not use Coyote Sight on this gun. What am I doing? The AKM is a AK-47 with slightly better accuracy, but just less damage. It used to be very good, and then it got a nerf, but Romanian grip makes the accuracy pretty good, although the AK-47 is still just going to outperform it. So I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. You could probably give this one a 5 out of 5, especially before, along with AK-47 Hollow Point, but because of the nerfs on these guns, I don't think I'm going to be giving this one a 5 out of 5. It's still really, really good. For close range, it's great. It does hold up pretty well at range. I have like 900 kills on it. Yeah, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5. After this, you actually get another AK. 3 AKs in a row. Please add a gun between AK-74 and AKM, because that's 20 ranks. Also, these are like 10 ranks off of each other, and they are like the same gun. The AK-103 does have some pretty nice upsides, and because of the nerf, some of those 4-hit kill all ranges guns, I might actually give the AK-109 a 5 out of 5, because 4-hit kill all ranges 850 RPM. Not the best recoil, but this plus the default gun being kind of just an AKM, but better with a long barrel, which the long barrel's really cracked now on these kind of AKs that were kind of a problem with long barrel before. I might even give this one a 5 out of 5. I feel like I should. Maybe I shouldn't give it a 5 out of 5 because I didn't give the other AKs a 5 out of 5, but Bar's barrel is so cracked. Yeah, you know what? 5 out of 5. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. It has free armor piercing, basically 850 RPM. The default gun is really nice. It literally drops 33 to 25 or something like that, and yeah, it's really, really good. However, I should not be using this as my secondary. Yeah, I mean, next up we have the TAR 21, which I'm actually thinking about giving a 5 out of 5 as well because of one specific thing, and that is Duplex. Because Duplex is like a free 2-hit kill head and a 3-hit kill body because it has no spread at all. Like, that's 2 shots that are landing in essentially the same place. And 850 RPM, 20 round mag, but like super fast reload time. I might give this one a 4 out of 5. I don't feel like it has the same effectiveness as the AK-103 and AK-109 and other 5 out of 5s I've given, but I feel like because of uniqueness plus actually being super crazy, I'm gonna have to give this one a 5 out of 5 because it's just great. The default gun is pretty nice, and you can also give it a CTAR barrel, which now gives it a 3-hit kill and a 2-hit kill head, which is a lot better than it was before. It's have weird recoil, and it's not the best for this kind of range because this is a
I think it has a lot of recoil.
However, for a shotgun conversion, this has a better killing range than like every other shotgun conversion in the entire game. That's a little bit different than other shotgun conversions, but yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. My skin on it is really strange. I feel like it deserves it because it just does that. Now we're on to the Type 58, and because of remaining grip, and because I called it the Type 58 because nobody cares about the Type 88, I'm sorry, it sucks. So the Type 58 has got to be a 5 out of 5 as well. It is sincerely a top tier gun. Type 88 by default is probably objectively the worst assault rifle in the game. It does bad damage, it shoots low, it's bad, it's not good. However, the Type 58 is really crazy. The Type 58 conversion basically just gives you better damage and RPM. The downside is that you have a little bit more recoil, but with remaining grip, the recoil is like pretty much non-existent. It's really busted. Keep in mind, this does like AK-47 damage, and it's this accurate. It actually does a little bit more than the AK-47 does now, and shoots faster. I mean, AK-47 old hollow point was just better than this, respectfully, but 41 to 28 is really great. Great ranges, it has a long barrel, compensator makes the recoil really nice.
As much as I shit on this M4, M16A4, I'm doing really good with it.
Yeah, it's really fair that you can just actually beam people. Next up, we have the M231. Now, the M231 is strange because before it was definitely a 5 out of 5, and it's gotten a lot worse damage, but pretty much no other changes. You would think it would have more recoil or something, like a slower reload time or something, but it just has less damage. And yeah, it's still got like this kind of recoil and everything, but it still has 150 reserve, really nice velocity for a gun of this RPM, very fast reload, one of the fastest in the game, and a fast walk speed and everything like that, and super high RPM. But because it doesn't have a 3-hit kill to 100 studs, which was somehow considered balanced up until this point, yeah, it's still not going to be that great. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, because I do sincerely feel like one of the best guns in the game.
Holy shit.
The best. I'd say personally, I prefer the Spectre over it. Yeah, pretty strange. That's actually like a little bit more balanced. Next up, we have the C7A2. This thing did get a pretty big nerf because it got its long barrel removed. However, this opens up the door for the T-brake, which is very good. The compensator is great on it. Muzzle brake is good on it. And also, because it has so many conversions, all of which are great, sincerely, there's not a single conversion that's bad on this list here. 223 has the same hits to kill, although lower velocity but lower recoil if you want that. AP is pretty great overall. 3 extra pen basically. 7.62, which we will come back to. Hollow point, a 3-hit kill, but still great ranges and everything. 45, 900 RPM 3-hit kill. This thing is cracked. And 20 tac, better headshot multi, walk speed, muzzle velocity, and suppression, everything like that. Tracerless, it doesn't even matter. Use tracerless, I don't care. All these are great. However, 7.62 is so slept on, especially with long barrel being removed, because 7.62 long barrel used to be busted. It used to have a 334 stud min damage range. The fact that I'm not legally obligated by my own conscience to use long barrel on this gun means that this gun now has a 2-hit kill head. Guess how far that is? To 100 studs. 3-hit kill body to 100 studs. And this is the 7.62, but it has this recoil because of T-brake. Because I don't have to use the long barrel, I can use a recoil reducing attachment. Now I can just eviscerate everything in my sight except this rank 3 with the KSG. So I think it goes without saying that this is a 5 out of 5 attachment, I mean gun attachment, and everything. Like everything about this gun is so cracked. People are like, well, this gun sucks now because no more long barrel. I do not care. I will be using this gun so much still. 20 tac, amazing reload time and recoil with like no downside at all. This, which is still a laser beam. Somebody tell Oscar about this because this is literally the best assault rifle in the game. Don't even tell me it's the Type 88. It isn't the Type 88. It's this. This is the best assault rifle. This is the best assault rifle in the entire game by a long shot. Please. Somebody tell Oscar. Sincerely, no, this is a 6 out of 5 gun. I don't care. I'm breaking my own rule. I'm just kidding. It's a 5 out of 5.
C7? Oh, hell yeah, it's like 6 out of 5.
Possibly get. Next up, we have the STG-44. Default, this gun is like a 3 out of 5 now. It used to be pretty good, but 5.56 is definitely going to win this over to a 4 out of 5. As you can see, it beams. It doesn't shoot too fast, and it does pretty good damage, and it has a 60-round mag. If you like the Colt LMG, but you want less recoil and a 2-shot kill, actually, Colt LMG has 20 tac. But still, you can still get kind of the same type of thing as the Colt LMG. However, no recoil at all, basically. I don't know. It's a really good conversion. I am not going to lie. So for this reason, I will be giving it a 4 out of 5. I don't think it's top tier, but it's really up there. It's one of the higher 4 out of 5s I've given. I'll get 2762 and stuff, and I'll get 300, or just this, but a little bit more RPM. Obviously not as good recoil, and no 60-round magazine. However, now we are onto the final assault rifle, the G11K3. Just kidding, it's the K2. This thing not only has a cool reload animation because they finally fixed the okay. That's a spoiler for this gun's rank. Guess the rank of this gun in the comments. Which one do you think it will be? Basically, this got skeleton grip now. Well, I mean, it has.
Oh man, I've seen that thing. That burst is insane.
Grip, which not a lot of people have mentioned. It now makes your recovery speed 50% faster, which means any slow shooting burst, not the M16A4, but the G11 and other bursts like this and other slow DMRs are basically just better because they just recover faster because you can just shoot a second time really, really fast. So yeah, the G11 is basically better now because better handling and better recovery speed. Now, what does the G11 do? Well, it shoots 3 shots in exactly the same spot. As you can see, now this gun is able to 3-hit kill torso to about 90 studs, so it can 1 burst to 90 studs to the torso, and because of the headshot multiplier, there's a 5-shot to the limbs, a 4-shot to the torso, and a 3-shot to the head at any range. And with 3 shots landing in the same spot, you can either 2-burst somebody or 1-burst them to the head at any range. Think of like a sniper rifle or DMR, like, you can do this if you want to. And it's like 3 studs to 10 or something stupid. It is so good. If you have the credits, this is probably one of the best pre-buy guns in the game. I really like the gun. I don't use it a ton, but if you get this thing down, it is one of the best assault rifles in the game. In fact, it might be the best. It's kind of weird to be ranking this with other assault rifles in the game, but you know, if you really wanted to, like, for a lot of different stuff, this is the best assault rifle in the game.
It's a chair commercial. Why does it sound like it's like from the like freaking Valhalla? What the shit? Next up, battle rifles.
Our first battle rifle is the M14. Now, a huge thing about this is that now it actually doesn't have the reloading bug anymore. Before it had this weird bug where if you shot it and then try to reload immediately afterwards, it wouldn't work. So now you can actually do that, which is a huge buff to the gun because it makes me actually able to use it because I just couldn't use it before. And because of Romanian grip, this gun is a beam. Before I would have given it like a 4 out of 5 because of Romanian grip. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5, like especially with the FAL 50 nerf, because FAL 50 would have been a 5 out of 5, maybe the best battle rifle in the game. And M14 with the Romanian grip is so busted. Our second battle rifle is the Beowulf ECR. Now, the ECR is really strange.
Pretty good.
It could be the best battle rifle or the worst battle rifle depending on how you look at it. It's kind of hard to tell which one it is. It only has 10 rounds and it numbs them very, very fast. However, it can actually 2-hit kill to the limbs to about 85 studs, 2-hit kill torso to about 110 studs, and it has 800 RPM. So think like M3A1, but it shoots like 2 times as fast. Yeah, it can eviscerate everybody. 5.56 used to basically be one of the best assault rifle weapons in the entire game. It gave you a 30-round magazine, a 3-hit kill up close. It was really, really busted. However, that is kind of gone. And even though this is my second highest skill battle rifle, I'm going to be giving this one a 4 out of 5. Maybe even a 3, but the upsides are very nice. So I will be giving it a 4 out of 5. However, you could say it's a 2 out of 5. You could say it's a 5 out of 5. It really depends on what you want from your gun. And I really like it, so I'm getting rid of it. Next up is the Scar H, which used to probably be at least a 4 and maybe even a 5 out of 5. It had crazy ranges with the long barrel, extremely powerful recoil, and a fast reload for a battle rifle. All of that is gone. It has fine recoil now. You need a compensator, and yeah, you can use a compensator because the long barrel is gone. It also reloads a little bit slower. Not a huge problem. I can't even tell, to be honest. Overall, this gun is still really, really good. I'm wavering between a 3 and a 4 out of 5, but I feel like overall it's still really really accurate and great. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. However, before it was probably a 5 because of long grill and everything. Now it's closer to a 3. It's definitely a lower 4, but I don't think I would give it a 3 out of 5. It's still really good. 2-hit kill head, 4-hit kill all ranges, great 3-hit kill range. You can actually 2-hit kill with hollow point, but I don't really recommend that because it has like pretty trash damage range. If you wanted a 2-hit kill with hollow point, you missed the boat with AK-47 hollow point. But next up we have the battle rifle known as the AK-12 balanced recoil. It doesn't mean battle rifle, but I call it the AK-12 battle rifle, not because it means BR in battle, but you know what? Let me just get into the gun. For some reason I'm using it with 12.
It's pretty fine. No recoil though.
Version. It's kind of cool. It shoots really slow. Basically a full auto DMR. It has low but left leaning recoil, and it can one-shot headshot up close, but yeah, the recoil's strange. The default gun has 700 RPM, which is on the higher side, but pretty low recoil. Yeah, we'll get to that in just a second. This is a 2-hit kill to the body, but like, just use the ECR. The ECR is just kind of better than this. I know it can 1-hit kill head, but it does trash damage at range, so I wanted to try something. Does this work? Oh my gosh, wait. Meta discovered, possibly? Okay, it does have a 7.62, which is fine, kind of weird 50-round gun. The default gun has 700 RPM, and it actually has a 1000 RPM hyperburst using sideways grip. That's why the recoil is weird. Slightly lower than average battle rifle damage, but with higher RPM and pretty accurate recoil overall. And if you run this thing on burst, it has 1000 RPM, which actually eviscerates people because they added back the hyperburst. So it is really crap. At this point, it's got to be a 5 out of 5 because it's got such great compatibility, and the 1000 RPM is not something to be scoffed at. Next up, we have the G3. The G3, I'm going to
heavy damage.
My high skill gun give a 5 out of 5 because I feel like this is just such a good gun, especially with battle rifle rebalances and the past couple of updates. The AG3 got a huge nerf, Scar H got a nerf, HK417 got like a buff, and the AK-12BR kind of got a buff.
I mean, yeah, the A3, dude, you can use it as like a very violent SMG kind of, like a low-fire SMG and a DMR.
My high skill guns of the game, and that's my high skill gun. But let me tell you, this guy is great. Double headshot multiplier, really nice accuracy. I think Hera might make this even better. I remember Hera and T-Break was really busted on this gun. We tried this. A little bit worse than it was in the test place originally. But basically, this is a 2 times headshot multiplier gun that can 2-hit kill head at any range. No other battle rifle, not even the ECR, can possibly do that. Maybe the 12.7 AK-12 battle rifle, but that's kind of different. You know, 2-hit kill very easily if one of them is a headshot to a very far range. It also has great ranges. The recoil is kind of annoying, but the RPM and reload speeds are pretty nice for the class. And in my opinion, it's a lot more fun than the AG3. Yes, more recoil, more damage, more RPM, and faster handling, which is the biggest thing. I do not like slow handling guns, let me tell you that right now. If you want a fast handling gun, maybe don't use the battle rifle in general, but definitely do not use the AG3. It has bad handling. So yeah, because of the headshot multiplier being 2 times, which generally a headshot multiplier on most guns is only 1.4, makes this gun very fun, and also you get a lot of points from it, because think about it, if it's doing a lot of headshot damage, you're probably going to end up getting a kill with the headshot. It's a 3-hit body, but a 2-hit kill head, and at range, it's a 2-hit kill head. If you hit 2 bodies and then a headshot, it will kill. It would otherwise require 2 more body shots, so it goes from a 4-hit kill at range to a 3-hit kill at range. So basically what I'm telling you is that you're going to kill with headshots, which means 25 extra points every single kill. That's 25% more XP. That means every 4 ranks you're going to get a 5th rank, or something like that. I don't know. Regardless, you're going to get more points. You're going to have a lot of fun with this gun. I highly recommend you check this out. Yes, it's kind of an acquired taste, and it is my high skill gun, so maybe I'm biased. But especially with the Hera and T-Break, which is like way more accurate than I've ever used this gun for 6,000 kills. But now we have the AG3. Now the AG3 has less headshot multiplier, less damage, less RPM, worse handling, worse reload speed. So what's the upside? Basically it has no recoil. This gun used to be a lot better. They nerfed it pretty hard, and they kind of deserved it, not gonna lie. This gun used to be a 3-hit kill anywhere on the body at any range. It has like no recoil. It was just an auto DMR, and it's still really good. However, I prefer the G3 because of handling and all the aforementioned stats. It still is a B, and the mid damage range is also better than the G3's, and the damage is really similar anyway, so I do recommend this gun. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. I feel like the G3 just performs slightly better. This is very close to a 5 out of 5. It used to be a 5 out of 5 100%. Actually was until like pretty recently best DMR. Yeah, I mean, it's basically DMR, but the best battle rifle in the entire game. Let me know if you guys still use this, because it used to be super popular. I remember everybody in my comments was hating on me for liking the G3 over the AG3. Next up, we have the HK417. The HK417 is really nice. It has more RPM than the G3 and AG3. It can 3-hit kill to the torso at any range, which neither of them can actually do that anymore. Actually, the G3 could never do that because the G3 used to do 25 damage at range. I had like 2,000 kills on the G3 before the buff. Let me tell you, it was not great before the buff. But yeah, this gun has a full stock and it has a long barrel now, I think. And it has pretty good recoil now. The recoil's kind of strange, but it's pretty accurate overall if you use it correctly. It's basically just a Scar H, but it does better damage at range and preserves damage better at range and is a 3-hit kill torso at range. And because of the Scar H nerf, I give this one a 5 out of 5. The Scar H is still significantly more accurate, but I think that this is balanced, if not better, than the Scar H now. Really a top tier battle rifle. I don't use it at all, but it performs great at close, although the reload time is kind of slow.
Shit ass accuracy on my part.
But yeah, 4 out of 5, a really great one. It's not really any 3 out of 5 in terms of the battle rifles, unless you count Henry as being compared to the other battle rifles in the game, because then the Henry would be like the worst one by far. We'll get to the Henry when we get to it. Speaking of getting to the Henry, we just got through. Basically, the Henry is a very strange battle rifle because it is a lever action 5-shot gun. I'll still talk about it in this video.
I like
Basically, if you're looking for a battle rifle, you're probably not looking for the Henry. However, if you're looking for a very fun lever action sniper rifle with a great torso kill range but very high RPM, this is for you. I don't know who looks for exactly that, but this is really fun. It's a very fun cowboy gun. 81 stud torso kill range, which is actually better than a lot of the other sniper rifles, and really fast RPM. Slow reload time, not gonna lie. Like a 7-second reload time on empty because of like the bolting and all that. You have the single load shells. Not shells, bolts. It does have shells. It has a lot of conversions as well. This is a very fun CQC sniper rifle. Think of a Mosin with like 30 more RPM and actually can torso kill by default. That's what you get from the Henry. It's very, very fun. I think for sniper rifles, this is a 5 out of 5 one. For close range snipers, this is just objectively so great. It has a lot of conversions, and I guess I'll talk about those a little bit because some of them are pretty interesting. But yeah, it is a headshot kill at any range. It does do kind of bad damage to the body over long range, but the fact that it has a torso kill at close and is still a 2-hit kill torso at range makes it pretty good overall. I'm not gonna lie, this is one of my favorite sniper type guns. I have like 400, 500 kills on it. The ammo types are really strange. 30-30 gives you a pretty trash torso kill range. However, you get more RPM and a bigger magazine, which is pretty cool. If you want to have more of a headshot killing gun, that's pretty good. 3.57 Magnum gives you a pretty trash headshot kill range, but 150 RPM, 10 rounds, and a really fast reload time. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. 410 is a shotgun conversion with 50 damage to 30 studs because it just got a buff, and it's actually pretty good. I'll talk about it in a little bit as well. This gives you a lot more velocity and more pen and better ranges. However, it does lower your torso multi, so don't use this because it will actually remove your torso kill rate. It does give you a lot of velocity, so if you want headshot kills, maybe that's good. But yeah, 3.57 Magnum, aka Henry Big Boy, is very, very fast RPM. That's not headshot kill at all ranges, which is kind of annoying. I feel like it should be able to headshot kill at least a little bit farther. I don't know. It's literally just like a Dragunov SVU. Like, what? Dragunov SVU fires faster, reloads faster for all 10 bullets, higher velocity by quite a bit. Like, what is the upside of this? Henry Big Boy is not that great, but it does have 100 reserves. So if you're really good at hitting headshots, it's actually really good for zombies when I play in my VIP servers and we do zombies. And it's really good for hitting follow-up shots because it has like no recoil, but here's the problem. It just doesn't do very good damage. This is kind of like a meme conversion, but I really wish it was better. Make it one single kill. Where's one guy? Overall, I don't really recommend this that much. The other conversion I wanted to talk about is 410 Bore, which will slow your RPM and it will slow your reload time. However, you do actually 300 damage per shot, theoretically, and not even to the head. It's like 360 head, which is pretty good, not gonna lie. 2 pellets to kill, which is really good for close range. The only other 2-pellet kill gun is like the Judge. That's it. It's literally the only other one, and Judge is not even that great with like the default ammo. Either way, this is a really fun conversion. Not that great. 410 is one of the more forgotten conversions, I would say, but still, I don't know, I like it. Finally, we have the Thal 50, which got a huge nerf. It used to be able to 3-hit kill torso at all ranges, but have 700 RPM, and even with like any amount of recoil, think about it, that's 100 more RPM than the HK417, and it still had like comparable recoil, but it did the same amount of damage. It was fair and balanced. Now, it is a 4-hit kill at range, which is still pretty decent, 29 damage with torso multi, and 40 damage up close, but 700 RPM. That is really, really good. I would not say that this is 5 out of 5 anymore, but I think I gotta give it at least a 4. It's got 5.56 still and 45s. pretty decent. I think we'll give it a 4 out of 5 because it's just a shell of its former self. With
kidding
way
me.
more recoil, even though that's still really accurate recoil. And the fact that it doesn't 3-hit kill torso ranges. It should have gotten a nerf because like it was busted. Now it's a 4 out of 5. Very, very
You're a
good.
cat
Possibly the
piece of
best
shit,
battle
aren't
rifle
you?
even now, but not quite as broken as it used to be.
We're recording.
Truth is,
I wonder if this actually might be good.
first off, we have the KSG. This thing has the weirdest inspect animation ever. Your arm literally clips into your freaking face. This shotgun actually did get a bump. Pretty big one. It has like 40 more RPM and better spread. And now you can actually just use the suppressor with no downside, although it sounds pretty strange. It's kind of crazy that suppressors are good now. The KSG has 14 with a +1, so 15. It has a barrel to have 25 rounds, and it's a very fast pump action shotgun. It doesn't do great damage, and it has okay spread, especially now. It has way better spread than it used to. It used to be objectively like the worst shotgun in the game. Now it might still be one of the worst, if not the worst shotgun in the game, but I really love this shotgun. It's one of my favorite shotguns in the game. It's funny pump action with like infinity bullets. You will never run out of bullets. I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5, especially with the bump to it. It's just really nice. It's not the best shotgun in the game by any means because that was great. 84. Second up, we have the Remington 870. The Remington 870 does 34 damage per pellet now, which means it's a 3 pellet kill, and it does have a little bit worse spread than it used to. However, this is one of the best shotguns in the game. I'm not gonna lie. I think KSG, but a little bit less RPM and less bullets. However, it actually does good damage. It's kind of so cracked. It has a remove stock. It's rank 11. It's definitely one of the best shotguns in the game. Overall, I'd say it's the best shotgun in the game because there's no downside. It doesn't shoot slow. It doesn't have bad spread, bad damage. It's a low walk speed or anything. It's just everything about it is decent. So I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5 because tell me in the comments, other than the fact that it has spread, what is the downside of the gun? But next up we have the DBV-12. The DBV-12 did get a slight nerf in this update. If you want to see the nerfs to the shotguns, I have that in my 40-minute video on the update. But basically, because this gun does so much more damage than it used to, Flechette is basically just free. You can just use Flechette for free. It might have a slightly worse like 4 pellet kill range, but it still takes 4 pellets to kill, which is nice because it normally takes 4. And if you want a Flechette shotgun, this is probably one of the best ones in the game. Semi-automatic in 10 rounds, but a very fast reload time for 10 rounds. Really nice RPM as well. Great for hitting follow-up shots, and if you're trash, this is really great because low rank, 10 rounds, fast reload time for 10 rounds, fast RPM. If you're not very good and you can't really hit your shots with a shotgun, this is a really good option. And yeah, I'd say it's an overall really nice shotgun in general. I mean, 410 conversion was really nice. 410 is not that great anymore. I used to basically just use 410 exclusively on this gun, but if you want to shoot through walls, use this shotgun because Flechette is so good on it. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. Definitely not the best shotgun in the game, but definitely not the worst. It might have been like one of the worst before, but because more damage and it's a semi-auto shotgun, really nice. People used to think this is a Saiga 12 downgrade, but honestly, it's kind of better in a lot of ways. But next up, we have the KS23M. I can't tell if I should be using suppressors on these guns now. They sound so strange, I don't know. So the KS23M did get way worse damage range, worse spread. The biggest thing of all is that they removed birdshot, which is
Damn, you suck.
birdshot basically only on this gun because it was so busted. It now has a couple of slug attachments and some like garbage. Don't use any of these. Don't. Just don't. Basically, imagine a literal cannon. That's what this gun is. It doesn't have great spread anymore, but it does great damage, so it's really, really good. And the fact that you can basically just single load shells infinitely, so basically has an infinite size magazine. Actually, you know, not the best RPM or anything, but if you want a consistent one-shot in CQC, this is good. It's actually pretty balanced now. It doesn't like one-tap to 150 studs. It's more like a 3-shot at that range, which is pretty fair for the RPM. You already know I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. What else would I give this gun? Yes, it doesn't one-shot at any range anymore. It's definitely a lot more balanced, but just because a gun that was overpowered is more balanced doesn't mean it's not super good. Super problematic gun because you want it to do damage because it's slow, but it doing damage is a problem because it's a shotgun. You don't really gotta aim too much. You don't gotta aim for the torso, you don't gotta aim for the head. Just look at the guy and shoot. So much skill is required in the using of this gun. Overall, I'm really happy with how well this gun is balanced now. Like, yes, you could nerf it a little bit more, but I don't think that's necessary. Even though it is balanced, I'm still gonna give it a 5 out of 5, and it's still the best shotgun in the game. But next up, we have the Saiga 12. Now, the Saiga 12 is a very nice shotgun. It shoots very fast. It has the highest default fire rate in the entire game for shotguns, including the E-gun, which we will talk about that when we get to it. People say, yeah, it's an upgrade to the DBV-12, and I don't really think that. It does way less damage, so you can't really run Flechette with it, and the recoil is kind of strange, especially with remove stock. However, this is still
it's got good
semi-auto shotgun, possibly the best in the game. Like, you could still say it is better than the DBV-12, especially with the extremely slow reload time being fixed, and it actually reloads pretty fast now. You gotta give
99?
high up score, but I think I'll give it a 5 out of 5 because it's just really, really good. Very fast rate of fire, not the best damage or anything, but it just shoots fast and it has a very nice sized magazine with a faster reload than before. I can't help but give this thing at least a 4 out of 5, so I'm giving it a 5. Better than the Spaz 12 in my opinion, but you know, that is my opinion. You can disagree with that.
There's nothing more powerful than you making your thing happen.
Yeah, I like Psychic 12.
Really going.
Next up, we have the Stevens. That is not my proper setup on it. So since Birdshot got a nerf, this must
God
not be
damn
the-
it!
You can use chokes on
This
it,
really
which
sucks.
is pretty nice with the burst, which is pretty cool. However, I'm just going to run this with remove stock and nothing else. This used to be my high skill shotgun until the DT11 came out because I love double barrels, and this was really fun. Birdshot was mega broken. They have rebounds. Birdshot is probably not that great anymore for this because before you got 16 pellets, but it still took only 3 of them to kill. So basically 3 out of 32 because you only use this thing on burst, and if you don't, you're crazy. You have to only use remove stock and no other attachments. Also, you have to always alt aim it so you can be Doom Guy. Honestly, this one's kind of strange. It has the burst, and I want to give it something because it has the burst, because the burst is a nice feature. But I think I'm going to give this one the lowest rate I've ever given on my series so far. I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. And the reason for that, it's not a 1 out of 5, because a 1 out of 5 is literally no redeemable features. It's trash. 2 out of 5 means bad, but it has something that makes it redeemable in some aspect, and that is the burst. However, the DT11 just exists. That's the problem. Like, the DT11 is faster firing, better damage, better reload speed, better spread. The only upside of this is that it has the burst, and the reload speed is the biggest thing here. It's like, it only has one shot really, and the KS-23M just does it better for one shot. And I really like this gun, but I'm going to have to, especially with the Birdshot nerf on this thing, I'm going to have to give it a 2 out of 5. Not a 1 though, like, it's still decent. It's just not great. Now we are on to the E-Gun. Now the E-Gun, I'm going to make second history and give this one a 2 out of 5 as well, because yes, it does have something redeemable. It does have extremely high fire rate, and I guess it does also have a lot of reserve ammo. But here's the problem with this gun. It does like no damage, and I don't even have a problem with that aspect. The thing about it is that it's actually worse than the coil gun in my opinion.
I don't
E-Gun
like either
is
of
worse
those.
than its secondary counterpart. With certain attachments, the coil gun can actually one burst headshot, actually can shoot through walls, it has a faster reload speed, and this is just bad. This is not a good gun. Like, you use the Stevens before you got the DT11, but you can't use the E-Gun before you get to the coil gun because they're the same rank. So you unlock them at the same time. One of them is a secondary and is also better. So don't use this. This is not good. It does have the cool inspect animation where you flip it, but the coil gun is genuinely not a bad gun. This is bad. This is not good at all. You can use it if you want to because, like, meme gun, funny, but it's objectively just not that great. Look at that, 56. The one thing I do really like about it is that Pennies does like 2 damage. However, it has 50 bullets and it has automatic with no recoil at all. So you can use it for like aim training if you want to like practice tracking a guy. But next up we have the AA-12, which I almost want to give this one a 2 out of 5 as well, or even a 1 as a joke, but I don't think I should because it is still an automatic 20-round drum shotgun, regardless of what people say. Oh, okay. I hit markered 1 time. That was, I think, 11 damage there. Yes, it is kind of trash now, not gonna lie, especially for me, because as I said multiple times during the series, I do not like bad handling guns, and this gun has the worst. Look at this movement speed. You have to M-slide to make it good. If you M-slide, it's not even that bad, though. M-sliding is broken on slow guns, by the way. It's even better than it is normally. But basically, automatic shotgun, so I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. Yes, even the KSG can outperform it, and I feel like the KSG is just better. It can have a bigger capacity than this. It has good walk speed, isn't cringe, does better damage, and has better spread and everything. This gun is not terrible. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's not the worst gun ever conceived, and for close range, it's not bad, but please just use a different gun. The next gun is, of course, the Spaz 12, which kind of like a Psychic 12 at worse RPM, and also a very reload. So this has a very slow reload time because it single loads, which is kind of an upside and a downside. And
Cool that you
because
can actually go
load a
pump.
single shell and actually have a faster reload time than a full magazine. However, it has a pretty trash RPM of 200, which is actually slower than both the Psycha and the DD12. However, you're like, it has pump action, but pump action is kind of just a worse version of the Remington 870 with worse damage, worse RPM, but maybe a little bit better spread. It's either an okay version of the Psycha or an okay version of the Remington. There's no really amazing role this thing fits. It is not a bad gun by any means. I will be giving it a 4 out of 5 because I do feel like it is kind of unique in how it combines some of the features of a semi-auto with a pump action in the same gun. And also it is a semi-auto gun that single loads, which is not really that common in this shotgun class because the other semi-auto shotguns are magazine fed and therefore you can't single load a single shell at a time, which, you know, this is a faster reload time than a full magazine, which is cool. If you want that kind of feature, it's not bad. However, it is a decent shotgun, very fun shotgun, Half-Life shotgun, very funny. It should get the Half-Life instant burst, that would be funny. Just make it do like bad damage. I just want a Half-Life instant burst shotgun. But yeah, overall 4 out of 5, really nice gun. Not the best, not my favorite. Now we have the DT11, which I have almost 2,000 kills on. It is my highest kill shotgun, and my preferred setup is this: default, full choke, tri-laser, remove stock, and default. The reason I love this shotgun is because it actually shoots really fast, 150 RPM, basically double the speed of the Stevens. However, it also reloads faster, so overall way better fire rate.
God damn it, I know all these suck.
Let's be real, over-under shotguns look better than this horizontal barrel shotguns. Don't even lie to me. This guy's gonna come up the staircase, and I'm gonna kill him. Since the shotgun nerf, the full choke hasn't been that great on this gun, I might even take it off. I don't really use it too much, because I don't really use shotguns too much after the nerf. Not because I only use them when they're broken, but I just haven't been feeling like using shotguns. My main shotguns were the double barrels and the KSG, so don't even tell me I was like a meta slave for shotgun. Yeah, the double barrels have never been that great, except short barrel, which they have nerfed on this gun. So yes, this is a very fast firing double barrel shotgun with a faster reload speed. No instant burst, but like, it is gotta be one of the best shotguns in the game because double barrel, but like, do damage, dude. And because of short barrel. Before the short barrel nerf, I would have given this a 5 out of 5. However, because of the short barrel nerf, I'm going to give this one a 4 out of 5, but a very nice 4 out of 5, like a 4 out of 5 with a cherry on top, okay? Because this is a good shotgun. Is it the best shotgun in the entire game? No, that would go to the KS-23. However, this can dispense 2 rounds faster than the KS-23 and it has a very nice one-hit kill range. I almost want to give it a 5 out of 5 to be nice because I have 2,000 kills on it. But I think a 4 out of 5 is more apt to describe it, especially after the nerf, because short barrel is not like great on it anymore. But let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments. But now we're on to the USAS. Now the USAS, I think I'm going to give this one, for what it is, a 2 out of 5. I'm just gonna spoil it now. It's not good. It's a bad gun. However, I really like this gun because, like I said before, I don't like slow handling guns. This actually handles very nice for a auto shotgun. KS-23 isn't that slow, but I can handle that. Box speed of the A12, I can't handle them. Although this does like no damage, it does shoot pretty fast. It takes 6 out of 8 pellets to kill. As you can see, it does no damage at range. I probably could have 2 or maybe 3 hit kill if that was the double barrel. As you can see, automatic shotgun. However, 10 bullets and probably about like a net of a 2-shot kill. That's literally just the ECR. Like, just use the ECR. I'm sorry, use the ECR. The ECR is just this but better. However, it is a
dumb bitch.
Shotgun, so it's no skill at all. You don't gotta really aim too much with it. It has some recoil, but this is no attachments. And yeah, overall, I'm going to give this one a 2 out of 5 because, objectively speaking, it's trash, but it's an auto shotgun, so you can still use it. So I would say that the A12 is actually better than this because the A12 actually does good damage. Not good damage, but okay damage. This does just trash damage, and there's no reason to objectively use it. And because it's an auto shotgun, it will take no skill, but objectively, I'm just saying, it's not that great. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments, though. Like, I don't know, probably a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on that. But like, oh, just auto shotgun. I don't know, man. That's my opinion. 9 assists, by the way. Let's start it off with the MP5K. The MP5K is a rank 0 starter gun.
MP5K, you can start with that.
For my use, the best starter gun in the entire game. The default gun is okay. It has 900 RPMs, 4 hit kill, and it's extremely accurate. However, it has 10 mil, which basically just gives it more damage, a 3 hit kill, and yes, a lot of recoil. But the fact that this has 900 RPM, a 3 hit kill, and extremely fast walk speed makes this a top tier PDW, even after 10 mil got a nerf, which is pretty sad because they didn't nerf the Colt SMG, which we'll get to later in the list. However, this is still one of the best PDWs in the entire
I like that. I used to not really like that much, but I remember once I was sweating and someone thought I was actually cheating.
So well that it's really, really good. Next up, we have the UMP45. UMP45 does a lot of damage, especially for PDW. It also has some of the highest in-class penetration at 1.6 studs. It actually beats out 5.56 assault rifles with armor piercing, making this an extremely powerful PDW because that doesn't shoot too fast, but it does great damage. It holds up well at range, and also it has no recoil. And for a rank 5 gun, this is just so great. Originally, you think, well, this is not too great, but no, it is really, really good. 2 hit kill head pretty far, 3 hit kill really far, 5 hit kill low ranges. The bullet drop is kind of annoying. It doesn't shoot exactly the fastest, like I said. And I do think MP5K 10 mil is better, so I will be giving this a 4 out of 5, but I recommend you check this out, especially if you're low rank. I had a low rank friend, and I was like, hey, you should try UMP45, and he had MP5K 10. He's actually using the UMP45 better and getting more kills because it's such an easy gun to use, but also if you're high rank, you can actually beat people with this because it's just great. It does great damage, everything that I said. And yeah, look at this thing. It is really, really good. It loads fast. Yeah, the 25 round mag is kind of annoying, and you can get MP40, which has a 30 and faster RPM. However, I don't recommend that because it is a 4-hit kill to the body, this being a 2-hit kill head and a 3-hit kill body. Super accurate, 4 out of 5 gun. Really up there. It's not top tier, I would say, but the thing is, it combines a lot of really nice PW stats with really nice assault rifle stats, making it very good overall. But then we have the G36C. Now, the G36C is a weird one because default, I feel like this is probably one of the worst PWs, but with 300, even after also getting a nerf, this is still extremely good. It has an extremely fast walk speed, and with 300 conversion, it actually does damage. The default gun doesn't do too much damage. It does about 33 to 20, making it more of like a carbine, but only having 750 RPM. So for PW, it just didn't have the time to kill that the other ones did. However, with 300, it can 3-hit kill. It could 2-hit kill head, but that's not gone. The weirdest nice upside about it is that with retracted stock, it has extremely fast walk speed. So if you want a gun that just walks so fast, but actually can 3-hit kill and has pretty controllable recoil, I'm not gonna lie, and this is the gun for you. It has really nice overall like carbine type stats, but the walk speed is just something else, man. It's a 4 out of 5. It maybe would have been a 5 out of 5 before, but because of 300 Blackout nerf, I don't think it really deserves a top tier 5 out of 5. However, next up we have the MP7. Now, the MP7 used to be extremely strange. It wasn't necessarily the best gun in the game, and it wasn't necessarily
It used to be really good.
in the game. It was simultaneously overhyped and underrated. It was super accurate and it had good pen and velocity for a PDW while still having almost 1000 RPM. It ended up getting a nerf, and before I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was like the most overrated gun because everybody at a low rank uses this, and I feel like guns like the MP5 K10 and UMP45 are better, especially after the nerf to it. Yes, it does beam and it does shoot very fast, and because of the nerf, I'm thinking about giving it a 3 out of 5. The reload is just slow and everything. I don't think it's bad. It's definitely not bad. However, next up we have the MAC-10. Now the MAC-10 is strange because it has extremely high fire rate. It does do a lot of damage, but it has awful drop, awful recoil, and actually has a worse 3-hit kill range than the Vector, while shooting slower, while having more recoil, and honestly, the Vector just doesn't. I think overall this can be an extremely good gun, but because of the Vector basically just kind of being better, and also the carbine barrel nerf being super big on this, MAC-10 carbine is just not that great, and the default MAC-10 is fine. I'm gonna give it a 3 out of 5 because the Vector just kind of exists. I don't think it's a bad gun by any means. It's an extremely good gun for close range. I would give this one a 4 out of 5, but I just don't feel like compared to the Vector, it's just higher recoil, not as good damage ranges, worse range performance.
It's really good up close, of course.
Ranges, 20 to 70 studs, worse velocity. This gun was really good before, but because of carbine nerf, now the carbine barrel does 32 damage instead of 36. And next up we have the P90. Now the P90 is an extremely powerful gun that I've always said is kind of better than the MP7. The reason for this is that even though it has 50 rounds by default, it actually has exactly the same reload time, but it has 20 more rounds. And with CiviMag, it has about like a 0.5 second faster reload time, but it has the same capacity and more reserve ammo and better pen. Yes, it does less damage. It has kind of annoying recoil that you can get down pretty easily, and then it becomes pretty good. It has default alt-aim, 150 reserve ammo. Honestly, it's just better than the MP7. I'm gonna be real. This is a 5 out of 5 gun. With armor piercing, it has 3 stunts of penetration. It absolutely beams people in close range, and with CiviMag, it walks extremely fast and reloading extremely fast as well. CiviMag is like 20 kills as well. You can get CiviMag really fast. It might even be default from the gun.
Yeah, I like P90.
For sure, because I have like 1500 kills on it. Yeah, I'm gonna be real. If you want the MP7, until you get the P90, because P90 does it better. It's a 5 out of 5. Honestly, because of the Rama buff, the Rama might even be better in some ways. But yeah, this gun just, it's a beam. It has great pen, great velocity. 5.7, dude. The 5.7 round is awesome. I wish it was on more guns or better on some of the guns it's on. Next up, though, we have the MP5. Now, the MP5 isn't quite as good because of the long barrel nerf.
I love the MP5.
Which I recommend you watch my May update video, because the PDW long barrel is different. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It lowers damage now. But either way, the MP5 is very strange for PDW. It has a pretty bad 3-hit kill range, I'm not going to lie, and it doesn't shoot super fast. However, it has extremely accurate recoil. That is with plus P, which increases the recoil by a substantial amount. And also, it has insane ranges and insane velocity. It has like 9.56 assault rifle velocity. It has like the same velocity without plus P as like the AUG A3. Either way, really busted gun. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5 because, I'm gonna be real, it's just so cracked. Insane 4-hit kill range, great recoil control. Everything about this gun is good, except for the fact that the 3-hit kill range is meh, and the fact that it does have a little bit of weird camera recoil that might make people think it has recoil, but it really doesn't. I recommend this gun, definitely. Not the best close range PDW, but like if you really think about it, this versus the G36C, this beats it out in like literally every way, except the fact that the G36C has slightly better in damage, but this has such a good damage range that it actually has a better 4-hit kill range than the G36C, while having less recoil, a faster reload time, more RPM, more velocity. Use this gun, dude. It is actually cracked. Next up, though, we have the Colt SMG 633. A lot of people might think this is the worst SMG. It has a lot of recoil. You can actually make it non-existent. This is with vertical. I need to take off vertical. This gun has 1,000 RPM, can 3-hit kill to 55 studs for some reason, and has the reload speed of this. Has the reload for 33 rounds. The fact that it can 3-hit kill so far while firing so fast makes this easily the best PDW in the entire game. It is actually so cracked. This gun will eviscerate people in close range, and actually, if you pull down, it doesn't even have that bad recoil for medium range, although at long range it will very, very much suffer, especially with how fast it shoots. The min damage isn't great, but PDWs aren't for long range. If you're running this on Bazaar, it does not matter. It will kill everybody. It is so cracked for that range. Like, you can use it at medium range too. You need a bit of recoil control, but it's really just pull down. If you have a compensator on this gun, it will be very, very good. Long barrel nerf kind of hit this one as well, but I was always really using compensator because you can just eviscerate people better with that, to be honest. But yeah, this is definitely the best PDW in the entire game. Highly recommended. Maybe don't pre-buy it. You can use like MP5 K10, that's kind of similar, although at this point it's worse. However, they're both still 5 out of 5s by far, because both of them are 5 out of 5s. There are reasons to use the MP5 K10. It has better walk speed overall. Not really much else. I kind of like the recoil in the MP5 K10 more because you don't really gotta control it as much. This you can actually gotta pull down, but yeah, it will kind of eviscerate people. Next up, though, we have the L2A3. L2A3 is kind of an underrated gun without 45. It does have 45 to give it a 2-hit kill, but that has been nerfed. Honestly, the M3A1 is kind of better, but the default gun is really nice. If you don't really like UMP45, this has some nice upsides and downsides over the UMP45. It shoots a tiny bit slower, however, it has better damage preservation over range and better velocity and a bigger magazine while still having a very fast reload time. This is really a good gun. 2-hit kill, not super far, and 3-hit kill, but not super far. But as you can see, it also has amazing hipfire. The UMP has really good hipfire, but this is like best hipfire in the game. And the fact that it just beams people is also really nice. It's just another one of those UMP type of guns, except for the fact that it has this hipfire, which is just kind of insane, dude. Like, the hipfire is just too good, man. So yeah, this one is a 4 out of 5. You really could even give it a 5 out of 5 depending on how you want to play it, because this is a 5 out of 5 for hipfire, but it's not a 5 out of 5 for like overall CQC performance. So I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5 because at range it holds up pretty well, although for a close range PDW role it's not quite as good. But next up we have the MP5 SD. Now the MP5 SD is another one that's kind of weird. The long barrel nerf hit pretty hard on this one, not gonna lie. I'm still running long barrel, but I don't really recommend it too much because you lose your 3-hit kill. But it does have a little bit less recoil than the MP5, but has worse ranges, worse velocity by a ton, actually by 1,000. And it's just worse than the MP5, I'm gonna be real. I have way more kills on it, but it's just worse. And the fact that it's actually a higher rank and just worse, unless you want to suppress gun, makes this kind of just, I'm gonna be real, it's gonna get a 3 out of 5. It does
I think it's a 4 out of 5.
Of having a tiny bit less recoil, although it doesn't really matter too much, and the fact that it's suppressed. However, it's overall a downgrade to the MP5, and probably shouldn't even be its own gun. Respectfully, it should probably just be an SD barrel or the MP5, although conversely, versions weren't in the game when they were both added, so that's why it's not. Otherwise, it definitely would just be a FAMAS G2 type situation where it's just a thing that changes the name of the gun and changes the stats quite a bit, but honestly, the stats aren't even that different. Like, I mean, I'm a big fan of this. It's a cool gun. It's a cool suppressed MP5. It's a 3 out of 5 because it just doesn't have too much to make it amazing and special. Next up, though, we have the MP10. Now, the MP10 is very strange because I might actually have a faster reload by a little bit now. It's definitely faster. Either way, basically, this is a strange MP5 side grade. They have nerfed it quite a bit. Long barrel was extremely powerful on it, and it had better ranges, and they nerfed both of those. So I don't know if it's a 5 out of 5, but it's still extremely good. Basically, if you run hollow point, you get a 3-hit kill and a 6-hit kill at range, which the MP5 has, but more RPM and kind of better recoil and a way better 3-hit kill range. It used to be even better because of the long barrel, because of the range decreases and the long barrel nerf. It's not quite as good. Honestly, this gun beams, to be completely honest. The only problem is the flashlight. I actually have the flashlight off attachment because I don't like flashlights, I'm not gonna lie. And the 3 kill range isn't quite as good, but it still beams pretty hard. Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I should give this a 5 out of 5 still. The default gun is still really good. 120 stud min damage range, about a 50 stud 3 kill range. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. Still extremely powerful. Next up though, we have the M3A1, the Grease gun. This is better than L2A345. You're probably like, why? I thought the M3A1 had like 48 damage. It can't even 2-shot. Well, it actually has a torso multi, so it can actually kill with 1 limb and 1 torso, or 2 torsos, or 1 head and 1 limb, or literally any combo that isn't 2 limbs because it does 48. But basically, to the torso, it does over 50 damage. So please take off hollow point if you have it on. It also does 80 damage to the head and 4 kills all ranges, and has a better 2-hit kill range to the L2A3 by like 3 times or something. Way better headshot damage, and overall lower recoil as well. I'm using muzzle booster on this thing, and it is still a laser beam. If you want a 2-hit kill to the body and really bad hipfire. The hipfire is so bad. Do not hipfire this gun. If you run a hipfire only setup, it will definitely not be like the most broken thing you've ever seen. Don't do that. That would be really bad if you run like Chainsaw. You definitely won't have aim fire spread while you're hipfiring. Don't do that. Either way, this is a 5 out of 5. It shoots kind of slow.
I don't like it.
And it's still super accurate. Hit kill really easily. Amazing multis. A 1.65 times headshot multi. That means it does like 82 damage to the head. Next up though, we have the MP5/10. Now the MP5/10, I didn't expect it to be that great because you're like, it's just an MP5, but it has lots of recoil. It's bad. Well, actually, this has about 4 times
recoil is really good. How old is this
range
video though?
of the MP5 and way more mid damage, being able to 40 kill with just 1 headshot at any range. Basically, all you gotta do is hit a guy 3 times in the body and once in the head, and will 4-hit kill at any range, and still 5-hit kill at any range, which the MP5 can't do. So this is extremely good. Also, the recoil is not even bad, and with the same RPM as the MP5, it's not bad at all. It should be a 10 mil conversion on the MP5, to be honest. It shouldn't be its own gun, but yeah, worse velocity, but still very good. 2,000 for PW, that's like 500 more than average. So that's still really good. I'm not gonna lie, this gun is extremely cracked. I think this is, in my opinion, better than the MP5. The MP5 has some pretty nice upsides, like no recoil, and this has some recoil. And I'm gonna be real, this is a 5 out of 5 PW. It literally does HK416 min damage. Actually, now it does more min damage than the HK416, while being a 3-hit kill. Yes, it has a little bit less RPM, but honestly, better recoil, if I'm gonna be completely honest. Everything that I'm trying to tell you right now is check this gun out. This gun is so underrated. Honestly, the MP10 and the MP5 are what got me back into the game. I've been playing this game for a very long time, and when I got back into the game, I wasn't really feeling it. The guns I was using before that time, I basically mained like the AUG H-bar and my Stevens, a bunch of stupid guns. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try out the newest PW that I have, which is the MP10, and I really love that gun. And then I got the MP510, like 2 ranks later, and now I have like 1,000 kills on the gun. I was really enjoying these PWs and having a lot of fun playing a new playstyle, which I have now, which is just rush every fight and just run around and kill people. Before that, I probably played it pretty passively. Now I just run around. So my YouTube channel will probably not exist.
No one likes
because I wouldn't actually be having enough fun with the game to make videos on it. Basically, all I'm trying to say is MP510 is a really, really nice gun. It's really fun. It's really accurate. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it has a little bit of recoil, but you can get like comp stubby, pull that recoil down. And yeah, overall, this is going to be a 5 out of 5 PW easily. It's honestly contended for best PW in the game because it's so consistently good at like basically any range. Obviously, the Colt SMG is going to be better for closer range with 200 more RPM but the same damage, but for longer ranges and higher velocity, this is a better gun. So yeah, it's honestly on par with the Colt SMG. Honestly, the Colt SMG is better, but this does have some upsides over that. So also, if I'm top ranking the PDW on Desert Storm, it's got to be at least a decent range PDW, not gonna lie. Next up, we have the Uzi. Now, the Uzi is strange because you get the UMP-45 at like rank 5, you get the L33 at like rank 40, you get this gun and you're like, okay, well, this must be somewhat different, but no. It has worse damage than those guns, but it does have really good multis. But I'm gonna be real, if you want good multis and high damage, it's not your gun. This is like a 6-hit kill limit range, 3-kill to the body, even with its torso multi. Just use the M3A1, or if you want a gun that's very similar to this, L2A3 and UMP are, in my opinion, just better. And that's why I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. I don't think it's bad at all. It's a really nice great. I don't know. The only thing that made it super crazy fun and really good was that funny conversion known as 22. You're probably wondering, well, what happened to it? Basically, long barrel nerf and a nerf to 22 headshot multi.
Getting a quote for 3D printing from
Kind of ruined that gun for me. And now that long barrel can't be used on this gun really anymore, it's not really that great. However, long barrel is not bad, I guess, because you can still 3-hit kill to the torso, but you can't 2-shot headshot, I don't think, anymore. But yeah, next up we have...
You put my tomahawk down, you cockroach.
the AUG A3 Para, which I'm using plus P, which increases recoil. This gun is... Why? Why did they buff this gun? Last update they buffed this gun. I don't know why. I've always said this is one of the best PWs in the entire game. Honestly, if you wanted something like the MP5/10, but no recoil basically, about the same RPM, a little bit less, but actually about the same 3-hit kill range, less damage at range, but like I said, it's a laser beam, so basically an MP5, but even less recoil, and actually can 3-hit kill, which the MP5 really can't 3-hit kill. If you want to know which guns are overpowered, look at what people are using in competitive, and right now it is only the AUG A3, AUG A2, and AUG A3 Para, because all three of those guns have gotten some semblance of a buff in the previous update, which for AUG A2 and AUG A3, fair enough, 300 conversion wasn't that great. AUG A2 needed a little bit better recoil to compete with the other AUGs. However, the AUG A3 Para was never a gun on my list of getting a buff, because it is busted. This gun was always so good, and now it's just even better. This buff needs to either get reverted soon, or this gun is eventually going to get nerfed into the ground because it is so broken. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is 5 out of 5, check out this gun before it's too late. Next up we have the K7. Now the K7 is strange. This gun has gotten a little bit too many nerfs in my opinion, because even when it came out, I always thought the Vector was better. The Vector fired faster and did more damage. Then they decided that this gun would get 16 min damage, and then they nerfed the Vector 9 mil, which I didn't even use, and then they gave this gun a lot of recoil. Well, no. some recoil. Either way, it's still a very powerful gun. Hollow Point gives it 13 min, which is just awful, but a 3 kill plus, which is pretty cool. So it's not a awful gun. However, it's nowhere near as good, and I always thought, even from the very beginning when it was extremely powerful, that the Vector was better. So now I'm gonna give this one, controversial, a 3 out of 5. Still extremely good. It does have some upsides over the Vector, like a faster reload time and a default suppressor, which is cool. And the fact that it can use a compensator and a suppressor is pretty cool. I don't think any other gun in the game can do that. So yeah, it's not awful. However, it is no longer a great gun, I would say. It's a good gun. You could even say it's a very good gun, but it is not a great gun. It is no longer top tier. You don't really even see the K7 anymore because it's not low rank. One, it's like rank 90. For a second thing, because of the recoil and stuff now, it's not really a very sweaty gun anymore. So high ranks aren't going to be using it, and low ranks can't even buy it. 3 out of 5, but still very, very good. Next up, though, we have the AKM-SU. This is a very loud gun, so I'll just put like a suppressor on it, but it's one of the few guns that actually doesn't... Doesn't do too bad with the long barrel on a PW because it can still 2-hit kill ahead, and it has an extremely good min damage range and better pen and velocity. I'm just gonna put on my default suppressor because it's so freaking loud. With 7.62, if you're not gonna use 7.62, then don't use long barrel. But if you're not gonna use 7.62, maybe don't even use this gun. The default gun is fine. It has a pretty meh 3-hit kill and 2-hit kill head range for what it is. It doesn't shoot overly fast, but then it has 9 which is extremely accurate. It has a better 3-hit kill range finally. But then you have 7.62, which basically gives it 4 RPM, way higher damage. It does 43, which is kind of ridiculous, and 23 at range. And yeah, this is a really, really good gun. Definitely needs like a compensator or long barrel to be a little bit better, but because of how loud it is, I just can't even use that. And the suppressor is fine, I guess. It has a lot of recoil. I'm not gonna lie, it has some recoil, but the recoil is pretty easy to pull down if you're using a compensator. It's kind of Colt SMG recoil where you're like, wow, that's really high, and then you pull it down, and you're like, oh wait, this is actually kind of a laser beam up close. And it's kind of the same thing for this. It's not that great without a compensator because compensator reduces recoil by like 40% horizontally. But yeah, overall, this one's going to be getting a 5 out of 5 for 7.62. The other two conversions, I'd say like the default ammo is like a 3 out of 5. 9mm is like a 4 out of 5. And this is a 5 out of 5 because it just does really good damage, not gonna lie. Next up, we have the PPSH-41. PPSH
not bad if you use the Orbit barrel and
bigger magazine, but it does the same damage, but it does
sawed off mag, sawed off Orbeez barrel, Orbeez sawed off stock, and then slap some hollows. You got close range killer.
Way more pen. That's why the PPSH is not a sweat gun. Like you don't see a lot of sweat. Like you don't see spirals using this, but you'll see spirals with the CiviMag P90. But it's still really, really good. If you're bad at the game, this is probably the best gun, except for maybe like auto shotguns. If you're bad, because 71 bullets, like how could you not kill a guy with 71 bullets? You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't even reload slow for 71 rounds. Not gonna lie, and it shoots so fast that you can eviscerate people, even if the damage is not that great. But overall, I don't think that this is a top tier gun. It has some recoil, but because of how many rounds it has, you can kill people at longer ranges. However, the thing is, you're gonna kill a guy at long range, but it's not gonna be good. You're not gonna kill a guy in like 0.2 seconds like the MP5. So I will be giving this one a 4 out of 5. It's a very, very good gun, especially if you suck at the game. Next up, we have the Valpera Shorty. Now, the Valpera Shorty did get a nerf, so I'm not gonna give it a 5 out of 5, I don't think. It has the less damage, it has more recoil, but this gun still does extremely high damage while firing pretty fast, not gonna lie, 700 RPM, and it has a very
I saw him.
Fastest of the fouls. And yeah, with 5.56, it kind of beams people. They did nerf it because of 5.56 being so broken, but they did nerf all the fouls, so that's probably why they nerfed it. And yeah, this is definitely one of the better PWs in the game. I would have said one of the best in the game. Maybe it's still one of the best, but in my opinion, it's gonna be getting a 4 out of 5. The 2-hit kill is
stupid mix, dude.
And the mid damage isn't amazing. It's like, you really think about it, MP5/10 has a bigger magazine, more RPM, less recoil, and actually does this.
No, I'm gonna kill myself.
Max damage.
Come on.
This one's max damage doesn't really allow for too many 2-hit kills. So yeah, I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5, but still extremely strong. But next up, we have the
Try coming out, buddy!
Now, the Chris Vector has 1200 RPM and 3-hit kill up close and is a 6-shot at range. However, it has no recoil and absolutely eviscerates everything in sight. This is definitely my favorite PDW in the game because not only does it actually have really low recoil, it also shoots extremely fast, and the only flaring downside is how fast it dumps its mag. So if you're not too great and you can't hit your shots in the amount of time it shoots for, then maybe don't use this because it will dump a mag in about 1.25 seconds, which is not a long time. But yeah, for what it does very well. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5. You could even say it's better than the Colt SMG because it does shoot substantially faster and actually has a lower overall recoil. However, you know, it does have smaller magazine, less reserve, worse 3-hit kill range, slower reload time. Overall, it's not an amazing upgrade overall to the Colt SMG, but it's on par with the Colt SMG definitely. In my opinion, it's just more fun. It eviscerates people. I don't know. I really love this gun. 5 out of 5 for this. Very, very good. Next up, though, we have the PP19 Mines, which before I definitely would have given this one like a, honestly, I'm going to be real, probably a 3 out of 5, if not a 2 out of 5, because this gun was not that great. I'm not going to lie. However, it did buff it. It does actually have a torso multiplier now, and I think does more min, which means it can actually 5-shot torso all ranges, has a better 3-hit kill range. It's actually really solid. I'm not gonna lie, you have 50 bullets, and you can't really go wrong with 50 bullets with decent RPM, and I'm not gonna lie, this is, if you have it, I recommend you check it out. I do not think you should pre-buy. At rank 105, this is probably one of the more weird, kind of almost generic high rank guns, but it is really fun, and now it's actually a pretty well-performing gun. It's not using 9mm, at least it doesn't 7-hit anymore, but now that this thing can actually 5-hit kill torso at range, it's gonna be pretty good for most play. And yeah, the reload being 3 seconds for 50 rounds is kind of cracked, not gonna lie. So yeah, 4 out of 5 on this one, not top tier, but very good. Next up, we have the MP40. I'm gonna be real, it's almost like an L283 upgrade, has the same RPM, but does more damage and has better headshot multi. And yeah, the UMP45 is kind of on par with it, but I'm gonna be real, if you want something like the L283, but you want basically an upgrade, this is really, really good because it has this interesting thing, but since it has a 1.65 times headshot multi for some reason, you can actually kill with 1 head and 1 limb shot, and it's very accurate. Is this the best PDW in the entire game? No, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. It's definitely like more on par with the L283 and not necessarily a direct upgrade because the L283 has better min damage and I believe better velocity and better hipfire, but only slightly because this has amazing hipfire as well. Either way, this is worth a go if you're high rank. I don't really recommend you pre-buy it. I have a friend who pre-bought it and actually has like multiple 1,000 kills on it, but he uses only like the Tommy gun, the L283, and like other World War II type PDW, so that's probably out of personal bias, not gonna lie. But again, 3-hit kill head all ranges. The headshot multi makes this gun kind of ridiculous for hitting headshots, and the recoil is extremely low as well. So yeah, this is a 4 out of 5. Honestly, the M3A1 is a little bit better, but if you're hitting heads, this is still a very easy 2-shot with 1 head and 1 shot to the body. But next up, we have the X95 SMG. This gun did get a buff in the past couple of months. I got a 40-round mag by default, but I'm gonna be real, the default gun is probably one of the worst PDWs. I hate that gun. It is not good. 4-hit kill to the limbs. Yes, it's a 3-hit torso, but it just shoots slow. Like, there's no reason to use it. Don't use that gun. It sucks. However, with triplex ammo, this is literally a shotgun, but it can actually 4-hit kill torso at any range, 2-hit kill to the head, and 3-hit kill to the body, anywhere in the body really easily. And also, like, that's 3 shots there that are shooting at once. 3 pellets. Basically a shotgun with 3 pellets that has automatic and also reloads a lot faster than the default gun. This is, honestly, I like this way more than Duplex, I'm not gonna lie. I know Duplex is way more popular, that's on the TAR-21. Probably overall just better, but I really like this gun. It actually feels so good with Triplex. I know it's not necessarily the best gun in the game, but I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5 because it can actually deal more damage even at range than the TAR-21 with Duplex, even though this is a PDW and the TAR-21 is an assault rifle. And also I find this extremely easy to use. I don't know if like the pellets part, but yeah, it's very easy to use. Next up, we have the Tommy gun, which this is not a good setup. The default gun is pretty nice. It has about 700 RPM. It does okay damage, 2-shot headshot, 6-shot at range. It's alright, but it does have a 50-round drum. However, it has a very unique thing, which doesn't necessarily make it any good, but is actually pretty fun. It's called M1919 conversion. You probably know about it. It gives it 1500 RPM, which is more than double the normal RPM. And you're probably wondering, what is the downside of this? It is not velocity, it is not range, range, it's not pen, it's not damage. None of those are lowered. All it does is increase recoil by a lot and increase RPM by a lot. Problem with it is probably just that you can't actually run the 50-round drum with M1919, but I'm gonna be real. I really love this gun with the default mag. I actually use this setup, which is Osaku Compensator, Stubby Grip, Green Laser, and plus P, because this gun by default has like no recoil. Let me just show you M1919 with special, because this does kind of lower the recoil. This is theoretically the best close range gun in the entire game, well, at least for automatics, because 1500 RPM, but it can 2-shot kill to the head. So imagine having the Tech 9, but it can 2-shot.
69 kills, let's go. And a 1.68 KDR. Oh man, the irony.
Extremely fast. That's why I like the default gun. Very fast reload. I don't really use M1919, but if you use it correctly, it can actually be pretty solid. Not for long range, but overall I'm gonna give this one a 4 out of 5. If 1919 was compatible with like the drum mag, this would definitely be like the most broken PDW in the entire game. As it stands now, it's still extremely good for its niche. However, just because a gun is good at one specific thing doesn't make it an overall amazing gun. So that's why this one is going to be getting a 4 out of 5. Last up, we have the Rama, which the Rama is going to surprise a lot of people. They bought this thing and now it does 25 max damage. That is P90 max damage. You're like, well, that's still a 4-hit kill at close range. However, with Muzzle Booster, which I'm using right now, it's pretty accurate, and it has over 1,000.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it also has an 80-round mag for some reason, well, drum mag actually, and an extremely fast reload time for them, making this actually a I mean, it's not necessarily a direct upgrade, but it's better than the PPSH. I'm not gonna lie. Giving this 25 max damage was a pretty interesting move, because I don't know if this was necessarily supposed to be anything but a meme gun, but let me tell you right now, he runs with like a 3-second reload time and over 1,000 RPM and extremely low recoil and a 4-hit kill plus is actually extremely powerful. I'm gonna give this one a 5 out of 5, because if you use this thing correctly, it can absolutely eviscerate entire teams. Like, you can use Compensator on it and actually get like better recoil, but I love Muzzle Booster because it just makes it feel like it does more damage. One of the few guns that I really like Muzzle Booster on, because it has really interesting recoil as well. The recoil doesn't really start that high, but then it keeps going up, so you actually can like burst this thing almost and get better recoil. Overall, all I'm saying here is try this gun out if you're a high rank. I don't recommend you pre-buy it, definitely, but this is actually a 5 out of 5 gun for what it does now, because for some reason they actually made it really good. Actually, it surprises me so much, because the E-gun, you know, it's not that great. They're never gonna buff it, but they bumped this gun, which is a pretty cool move from Stylus. I did not expect this gun to ever get any kind of changes, because it was a meme gun, so it didn't necessarily need a buff, but it was never broken, so it didn't need a nerf. Like, if the M231 had actually been bad, because the M231 was actually intended as a meme gun, would have never nerfed it, and they would have never buffed it. That's why they have never and will never nerf or buff the Zip. Like, the Zip is definitely the worst gun. However, they don't need to buff it because it's a meme gun. It's supposed to be that. Let's just start it off with the Mark 11. Now, the Mark 11 is extremely powerful. And it doesn't matter whether or not you're using 500 Phantom, it's still really powerful. The default gun is kind of underrated. It can 2-hit kill torso to about 110 studs, 3-hit kill anywhere on the body at any range, and kill with one head and one torso at any range, while having laser velocity, 20-round mag, and honestly, if you get the RPM down, pretty high fire rate, not gonna lie. This is extremely strong, however, it does
That was some clean stuff. Guys, I'm gonna pause stream. Okay, I have to react to this guy. This guy is funny, but also a pretty interesting talking point. It's called Putz 12. And I had to react to this. Called World Angriest Splatoon Player. This guy's a crackhead.
Give me a break! Jesus Christ! Ah! Give me my points! Stop trolling! Now Gito and Rory, ban him!
This guy makes me look like a pacifist.
Shawn Nichols, also known as Putz 12, is regarded by many as the world's angriest Splatoon player, streaming the game numerous times a week, never failing to have a freak out after losing. But I'm getting way ahead of myself, because though present-day Shawn is very interesting, his
Dude,
past might
I'm
be
sorry, but
even
I have to
worse.
admit it, he's a
In
big
the year
dude.
2015,
He really looks like the
was
fat guy that
released
his
to
mom's
much
basement.
critical and fan
And, like,
acclaim.
that
Though the
puts me
game
to shame,
was
basically.
geared towards kids,
I'm the fat guy.
also
I'm the guy in my mom's
very
basement that has a freaking job and goes to college. At the very least. But yeah, no shame on body weight, in my opinion. I don't shame that. I'm just saying he plays in the stereotype of like big gamer. You know what I mean?
Fan base who would take ranked matches very seriously. Putz was one of these people. He was so dedicated, in fact, that he would participate in local tournaments. It was during one of these tournaments that Putz's legendary rage became first known to the public. When one of his teammates could not make the tournament for unknown reasons, a substitute was chosen. Since Splatoon is a game geared and marketed towards small children, someone chose their kid to substitute for Putz's team.
That's
This poor
Robert.
little girl did not know what she was getting into, because after losing the match, Putz proceeded to have a meltdown, specifically targeting this child with many insults, telling her things like
Poor
she was
girl.
worthless and would never be good at the game, including
What a
many
piece of shit,
expletives. She
dude.
couldn't take it and started to weep.
I'm all in for kind of like being a troll and kind of being a smart ass, but once you start laying into a child like that, that's when I have to draw a line, okay? Like, be a dick towards anybody, but towards like little kids like that, that's a dick move. And even I don't do that, dude. Like, I'm not gonna say like, F you little kid or whatever. No, that's just a douche. I reserve that shit for adults. Or frickin' teens. Not for little poor girls like that.
But Putz wasn't done yet. He continued to take out his frustration on the equipment, which was almost damaged during his episode. Putz would be
Damn,
kicked out
over
of the tournament,
Splatoon?
and I have never heard of him attending another one again. But this would not be the end of his competitive Splatoon journey, because for years he would play in online ranked matches, where players compete head-to-head for points that either increase or decrease their rank. Ranked Splatoon matches
Yeah.
are the bane of his existence, and in 2018 when he began streaming them to his YouTube, he cemented himself as the world's angriest Splatoon player, if not one of the angriest gamers of all time.
No!
Damn.
You steal my clowns! You steal everything!
Dude,
I can't get up.
if I got that bad at a game, I'd leave.
I just need one! Help me, you clown! Stop making it move up, you motherfucker! Stop making it move up, you motherfucker!
Damn.
Stop making it move up, you motherfucker! Stop making it move the fuck up! Jesus Christ! We lose again?
Damn. This guy is got problems. He needs to lay off.
No, I didn't! Are you kidding me?
Whoa, he no signaled.
Let me alone! Again, goddammit! Oh my
Dude, if I was even halfway to the point of rage that he was at right now, I would just
As
I'm like off.
noticed by some of these clips, Putz is very fond of blaming his teammates for all of their losses. Now, I don't know much about...
I hate to say it, but I kind of used to be that person.
subreddits to see if
My teammates do some things that are problematic, but some teammates do things that are, you know, good. But I was a lot less lenient on teammates back then. Like, I'd say, like, when I used to play Apex Legends, I was a piece of shit when I played Apex Legends. I used to rage and break shit all the time. I'm not defending myself. I had problems, dude. I used to break shit when I played Fortnite. I broke like 2 controllers. No, I think over my Apex and Fortnite careers, I broke at least 3 controllers. I broke the blinds in my room when I used to stream there. I broke a TV. I broke... let's see. I broke a keyboard. I broke a lot of shit, to a point. And my sister would come in my room, and she would always get pissed at me for screaming in Apex, rightfully so. And it was getting to a point where it was getting really bad, so I'm like, you know what, for my mental health, I'm taking a break and I'm stopping. Because I'm like, I couldn't play, you know, I couldn't play Apex that much and not rage. So I stopped. I wasn't really the best at building at Fortnite, so I'd always rage my ass off. So instead of like tormenting myself, I just basically said no and I quit.
actually a good player, and the general consensus is that he is terrible, making it...
I will say, I mean, off stream, I used to, like, rage. I would, like, smack my controller endlessly. I would scream. I would use, like, a lot of, like, really bad words that would get me banned. And I'm really glad I grew as a person and stopped being a piece of shit. Like, I don't play Battle Royales anymore because they are... I'm like, you know what? This ain't good for my mental health. I'm done. Alright. I've almost leveled up 3 times today. Starting from when you were gone. Okay, you want to hear what's... I'm pretty sure this is true. So, Vladimir Lenin, you know, like, one of the most infamous leaders of all time, he had this, he said, he did this demonstration, this test. And he said, do not disturb me when I'm in my quarters. So, one day, he says, help me, help me, help me. And a soldier goes in to go help him. Well, Stalin says, I don't need your help, dumbass, and has the guy executed, basically. Well, fast forward, well, it's kind of sucky, but fast forward, Vladimir Lenin, I'm pretty sure that's how he died, he was having a freaking heart attack, and he yelled out for medical assistance, and basically no one came, because they didn't want to be executed. So basically died in his bed. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure. but I'm pretty sure that it should be true, but it is funny if it is. But it's like, the dude told people not to go and bother him, but then when he needed medical attention, no one would go to his help because they didn't want to freaking die. Put my AUG down, buddy. Holy shit. I'm out.